The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, we went to a VR arcade? I don't know. Is that what you would call it?
VR arcade, yeah.
VR arcade. I tell you about our experiences.
Shall we play a game?
Welcome to another episode of Nude Clan, the VR gaming podcast. I am your host and gaming addict, Caleb Schweiss.
Caleb Craig.
And Cameron.
And
so I do see you filling out a survey, I guess, to find out whether or not you are addicted to gaming.
yeah, I don't know how official this is.
The Center for Internet and Technology Addiction.
Yeah.
Is it a .gov site or what is it? No, .com.
Yeah, it's a .com. Some of these questions are really rigged.
Yeah.
You know, like
Rigged?
after spending what you consider an excessive amount of time on the video game and vowing not to do so the next day, do you find yourself using it again soon after?
Yeah, the questions are very... It feels like it was made by someone who doesn't play video games and doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself committing illegal or self-defeating acts related to your use of the video game?
Illegal
Yeah, and the
acts?
way they phrase it, too. Do you find yourself committing illegal or self-defeating acts related to your use of the video game?
Yeah.
I would like to know what they mean by that.
By the video game?
Well, no, not by the video game. But like, what illegal acts or self-defeating acts do they expect to have happen here?
Anyways, reading through that, it looked like it was translated poorly from another language, but, I mean, I guess you could say there were stabbings over a PlayStation. I guess, do you feel like you need to go out and beat hookers after playing Grand Theft Auto or something like that?
One of them is, have you ever experienced the loss of sleep related to your video games?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I experience a loss of sleep, period, so...
Do any of your friends or family think you have a problem with your video game use? The way they say it with your video game use. I gotta get that fucking fix.
Yeah. But by the way, guys, World Health Organization now does acknowledge gaming addiction as a mental
Disorder.
Do you feel like video games in particular are an addictive substance, or do you feel that people are looking for a distraction from life and become addicted to the easiest thing to distract them?
I feel like it's more of an escape thing, and video games are an easy thing to do that with.
Yeah, I think this creates more problems than it fixes, honestly, because the people that have problems with video games, they have problems with it. Having this little tagline attached to it, an actual disorder, does no good to that. All it does is enables people to be like, well, I have a disorder, and so you have to live with it. And that's fucking
so
stupid.
you're coming at from the other angle. You're saying that this is now a justification to waste your life playing video games.
Exactly. It's, I have an illness, and thus you must leave me alone because I am oppressed in society.
What does the World Health Organization say about sex addiction?
I don't know. Is that even really a thing?
I don't think so. But it'd be
'cause-
funny because I have an illness. You can't blame me.
Yeah, exactly. It whispers drunkenly into the ear. I have a mental problem. So thus I am not guilty. Yeah.
I think I was thinking about it a different way than you were. I was thinking, they're going to call it an illness now and then take steps to prevent, or to just do stuff to video games, they'll make them less appealing in the long run. But you're thinking of it from the other way, that people are going to justify their waste of hours.
Yeah.
I mean, people always do. I mean, there's a pretty funny episode of South Park where Randy it gets treated with alcoholism or whatever. So he shaves his head and is in a wheelchair and is like, I have a disease, I have alcoholism, and he drinks way more beer and stuff than before. He's like, I have a disease, I can't help it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's what Schweiss is getting at, is they're gonna start doing it way more and be like, I can't help it, I have a disease. This is a problem.
Yeah. And honestly, is it really addictive? I mean, I can understand.
I
mean, we have the Conan Exiles fever, but
I find certain games can get you good, and you just need to keep coming back to that game. But I've never had a game make me not want to do the rest of my life.
Yeah, I've been late to work because of a game, but it's also because I start trimming my beard, and I'm like, this just looks like shit, and I just shave it all off, and I'm 5 minutes late. Yeah, I was playing before I started shaving, but the reason I was late is because I shaved my neck, and I noticed that the gap looks bigger without my neck fluff, and I'm like, this is not happening. And so I just shaved the rest of my face off. And then I'm late.
My biggest thing is, oh man, I'm almost done doing this thing in this game, and then I end up going to bed late. That's my biggest thing.
And you end up doing it for another 2 hours. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's addicting.
You know what's strange though, in our position where you really want to play a certain game and you are addicted to that game, but you need to be playing another game for the show.
Yeah, that's where it can be problematic.
That's just it's you're taking time to play a video game away from playing another video game. That's a far worse video game. And so I think we've turned video games into a chore almost.
I don't know.
Some of them.
Conan is worse than Digimon World 3.
I was talking about the other way around.
Oh, you want to play you want to play Conan, but the worst game is the one that you have to play? Oh,
yeah.
okay. Normally, it's the other way around. Normally, Conan is the worst game.
Conan, I set my own rules.
Yeah.
The game, I'm getting out of the game what I want to get out of it, and it's extremely satisfying.
It really is. I want to do a raw run. I really do. It's sick. I'm like, why do I want this so badly? But
you want to spend another 220
part of it,
hours.
Part of it is psychological, probably, because you can't play it, and that makes you want it even more.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it though, because it's not like with heroin or with tobacco.
Tell us of your experience.
Yeah, what is your experience with heroin?
Yeah, I mean, I guess not great. No, I'm just kidding. Pretty awesome, and then very much not. But it's, I honestly, I just can't take it seriously, and I know the World Health Organization says it's so. But I don't know, man. Sometimes fucking things are wrong, okay? And I know that everyone's... I'm going to be seen as I'm anti-research and anti-science. I'm not, because science acknowledges that there's a chance that they're fucking wrong. That's what makes science so beautiful. That's the beauty of it. Now, admittedly, those people are very stuck in their ways, and they don't want to believe that there's anything wrong. But, to me, something that's addictive, there has to be, a chemical... creation, and it's not just the endorphins that are released when you get pleasure, being addicted to sex. You're not really, I don't know if you're necessarily addicted to sex so much as you just want to get off, and that's not a bad thing, and we're fucking programmed to do that. So is it really an addiction if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing? Yeah. I don't think so. But with gaming, it's not, you don't have nicotine. There's not an actual physical addiction. Which is why
I know that's kind of the point we're saying about before. Is the video game addictive, or is the person
addictive?
Is the person just addicted to any escape they can find?
Yeah. In which case, can we truly label the game as the cause? It's the classic argument of
you can say how people have gone.
Well, what about gambling addiction? Because that's a thing too. Yeah. And that's,
they are addicted
there's
to
no
the thrill.
there's no chemical in that really, other than the excitement of winning or losing.
I guess you're just an addictive person. That's the only thing I could say.
I wish I could quit you.
Yeah.
It's the classic argument of whether or not a weapon is bad or the person wielding it is bad. I don't know.
But then
what
the argument here that you can go into further, would this bad person have been able to kill this person without the weapon? Would this person be addicted to wasting a life if they didn't have video games?
Probably.
That's probably part of the discussion.
I think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people move from one thing to the other. That's why when we have people
video games are just so good at entertaining that people are gravitated towards that more than they are other ways of wasting.
I
away
think that's
time.
why you when you find crazies, they're usually people who were really addicted to a substance. So like Dave Mustaine, he was super addicted to drugs for a long time, right? A lot of celebrities
to
are this
the
way.
drugs.
And then they suddenly are addicted to God. Like they're fucking zealots.
Do any of you or your friends or family think you have a problem with the drugs use?
Yeah. Did you read that last line competently? Yes, you're addicted. And it's like, I don't know. And I know there's a lot more that goes into it than what I'm giving credit for. But it just seems like bullshit to me. And it's like, yeah, it might be addicting to some people. And the study does say a very small percentage of gamers are actually addicted. And what that means to me is some people just get addicted to whatever the fuck it is that they do. And that's it. So there's no point in labeling it
I think they're
game
addicted
addiction.
to I think it's easy to become addicted to the feeling you have when playing a video game and the progression that you can make, and that in of itself is very addictive.
Yeah, because that's a
And
reward.
It's just I think video games are really good at triggering those reward centers, and which is why people with addictive personalities are drawn to video games. And so the argument is, are the games addictive? Are they the cause of that person wasting their life away? Or is that just the person has issues that they need to find out and fix anyways?
And to me, that's what this study is saying, is that, yes, it's the substance. Because like it just like how tobacco is addictive, that's actually the substance.
Well,
That's not.
no,
There's not a
nicotine
study that
is the
says
substance,
a
not
very
tobacco.
small percentage of people are addicted to nicotine. No, it's most everyone's addicted to nicotine. This study acknowledges the fact that it shouldn't be taken seriously because this is a very small percentage of people who play games are actually addicted. Then what the fuck are we talking about it for then? Who gives a shit? The 1%? Fuck the 1%.
We've been
Fuck you
saying that for
guys.
years.
Yeah, we've been saying that for so long. Fuck the 1%. This is just another 1% flaunting their
Yeah,
fucking
maybe they wouldn't
stylish
be-
gaming hours in our face.
Yeah, maybe if there weren't video
and
games,
their-
they'd be addicted to something else.
the
So maybe it's
1%
not
in their-
specifically the video game.
The 1% in their elite PC master race builds
Yeah.
that we could only dream of.
Fuck you and your water
I'd be addicted
cooling.
to that too if I could afford it.
Exactly. Yeah, they're double 1%. They're the 0.1%. The 1%
The PC
who
Master
only-
Race people are no better than the fucking
And I was-
people who have those fucking jewels or whatever, their builds for their vapes.
Oh God!
Oh.
Because they always talk about their builds just like the vape
It's
people.
like jewels, or like people who have fucking diamonds. Like
No.
what?
No, the jewel is one of those fucking
Yeah.
vape things. Oh.
Jewel. To
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, I was
Fucking
talking to A4 the other day because he was making fun of us for not being on PC. I'm like, dude, I just can't afford a PC right now. And he's like, well, you could just do blah blah. I'm like, no. If I'm getting him back into PC, I'm dumping at least $3,000 into it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to do anything less than that. So
And
I-
that's
no,
why-
I cannot afford this right now.
That's why neither of us have touched it in a long time. Because we know what
consoles are so
happens.
much easier because every game that comes out for console has been optimized to play on that console. When
Yeah.
you have a PC, they have to consider the build that you're using, your build, and then try to optimize. It's just too
How many
many different
ohms do I
setups
have?
that you have to optimize for when you're in the PC master race. And there's a chance that your really high-end PC can't play certain games because the developers don't have a big enough team to think of every possibility out there.
Yeah.
And then as time goes on, and you have a PC, why aren't you playing on fucking ultra 4K graphics? And then you have to keep updating your PC over time. It's just a fucking drain to keep
Yeah.
the fuel going of
Yeah.
being the PC master race. Because are you really part of the PC master race if you're playing games at medium quality, just your frame rate stays around 60 or up? Can you really call yourself PC
Dude,
master race?
yeah.
Can you
when
really
people-
call yourself a PC Master Race if your PC isn't a fucking supercomputer?
Yeah, like when someone asked me what my refresh rate on my monitor was, I was like, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know.
I feel
what
like
kind of
people
question
care
is
more
that?
about the stats than
either-
they do about the actual gaming on
It's
PC.
either 220 hertz or get out.
Yeah, I'm like 60 hertz, and there's
60 hertz.
60 hertz is
That's like
cash.
fucking sandpaper.
You can
in
get
my
that in the
eyes.
store. I'm like, yes, I bought it at a store. Yes.
I bet you use.
You didn't have it custom made
I
in
bet
fucking
you-
China.
Do you watch shows on that with your mom?
I bet you use a fucking wireless mouse too, huh? You little shit.
Yeah, that one I can agree with.
No, you fucking just normal keyboard. Cash. My
Why doesn't it
keyboard
sound like you're
clicks.
firing off a fucking M1 Garand every time, or an M1 Garand clip is flying out every time you hit a key? It just.
Yeah, I do have to admit, I do like mechanical keyboards for typing. It's very satisfying.
Yeah, but it's fucking slower, dude. It's slower to have a mechanical keyboard.
Not for me.
It just sounds cooler.
If I'm trying, I can get around 90 words per minute.
But can you on a mechanical keyboard?
I use a mechanical keyboard at work.
Oh, okay. Well, but is it faster on another keyboard?
I don't know. I guess I'd need to try it out on another keyboard.
Yeah.
For me, it's learning your keyboard, and once you have your keyboard in muscle memory, that's when
Yeah.
you're fastest.
You get fucked when you find a different keyboard, too.
Yeah.
You're like, why is there no button here?
Why is the fucking enter key half a fucking key, and the shift key's huge?
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus, this keyboard fucking sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Or like the no numpad. I get so mad when there's not a 10 key. I'm like, fucking God.
So my mechanical keyboard I use at work has it's fucking 60% the size of a normal keyboard. So no numpad, no arrow keys, and I fucking fly with that keyboard, dude.
I mean, you get used to it, but
Yeah.
like, I just like the
Such
comfort.
a clean, concise look, and then if you know all the shortcuts, you can do anything you want with the keyboard.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I know we were going to talk about that VR thing, but
Yeah.
I do like discussing the addiction thing because
Well,
I
maybe
don't
we
know how
can-
I feel about
I
it.
think we've just talked about it before, maybe just in passing, but I guess let's look into it a little more and then maybe make an episode about it later.
Yeah. As it stands, though, I'm not so sure, and it's not me being like a fucking like turning my nose up against at the research.
It does feel like an easy cop out saying it's to me saying video games are now an addiction. To me, that feels like you're treating the symptom and not the actual cause of what's going on.
Yeah, and that to me is a waste of fucking time.
So there's a reason why the person's addicted to playing video games. Find out what that reason is and help them move on.
Right, and I think the problem with society is we want to make a big blanket fix of like, oh, just make the drugs illegal. It's not help the people that are doing drugs because they were molested or they were harmed or they have post-traumatic stress disorder. Like, it's never about actually fixing the problem. It's about taking away the things that make us uncomfortable.
You know, here's another point I could bring up. I'm pretty sure at one point, me and maybe Greg, we were addicted to just reading, where we would go to school and classes and just fucking read books instead of paying attention in class.
Oh, yeah.
Go home, just fucking read because we didn't have video games. So I would read for fucking hours to the point where it was taking over parts of my life. Like, I would walk home from school and be reading the whole time, stop reading long enough to look both ways to cross streets and stuff like that. But no one's going to come out and say the fucking reading addiction. Oh, it's the evils of reading.
Yeah.
Because that sounds fucking ridiculous. And I think saying video game addiction is just as ridiculous because there's a reason why the kid is lost in a world of reading because the world there is better than the world that they're in. There's a reason why video games are so addictive because it's a world where you have control over everything that's happening.
Yeah.
And so I feel like, again, saying the video game is the addiction, you're treating the symptom and not the actual cause.
Yeah, and then is there really even an issue in some of these cases? Like,
Are you trying to say it's okay for someone to waste away hours of life playing a video game if that's what they want to do?
Maybe he's talking
Maybe
about
I
like
am.
maybe they're depressed and like they're just seeking something.
Or maybe it's just a hobby. Like with me, you know, it was
With us,
It's
where
it's
we've
a
made
hobby.
an entire hobby around playing video games, and then you still get people turning their nose up to, oh, you're playing.
Well, I mean, at this
It's not like
point,
I'd pick to play this
at
fucking
this point,
game.
for us, it's a job, and then the
Is it, though?
podcasting
Is this a job?
The podcast is the hobby, and the gaming is the job.
is the work. Yeah. That's how it is. Like, this is the best part. The gaming isn't the best part. This is the addicting part for me, is doing the actual podcast. It's speaking into this microphone penis.
It depends on the game.
The Robo-Dick.
The Robo-Dick is my addiction.
Depends on the game what the best part of this is.
My
And
Robo-Diction.
I would have to say, for a large part, the games I play that are not required by the app to play are probably the ones I enjoy the most. And the games that I legitimately want to play and review are never voted on.
It depends on whether or not Craig
then
gets his way.
Besides the fucking Dark Souls 1, we had to force that in with just me and Twice playing it. It wasn't voted
Dark
on.
Souls 3 won. No, it didn't. No, Dark Souls 3 didn't win.
Dark Souls 3 was a gift.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, it did win because we had it voted on, and that was when you got all mad that I had a bonus game as the vote.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's
so
right.
that's the only way we can get...
And then they found
bonus.
out we're gluttons for pain in that kind of sense, and so they stopped fucking voting for them, and they started voting for games that they know we hate. Why do you guys do that to us? Jesus Christ, we've been doing this for years. Give us some fucking games we like to play.
But the problem is that there's one of us that does like it. So there are those that will do it because Craig likes it, and there are those that will do it because we don't like it, and it creates this perfect storm.
I feel like maybe we
Where
should...
Digimon is the eye of that storm and will live on forever.
Digimon is different.
Maybe we
How
should
is
start
it-
doing votes where we pick the 3 games that all of us want to play, and no more fucking fuck off games, and then we can have the worst choice game like every so often where you guys vote on a fucking stupid game that we only have to play
find
every
the
so
game
often.
that has like the lowest fucking Metacritic
That's
scores.
what we were supposed to do with the game based on another media, but we keep getting these... I mean, Digimon kind of fits the bill, but
Fuck.
not exclusively. I'm
Does
talking
Pokemon
like
doesn't fit the
horrible.
bill because the other media didn't come out until after Pokemon. So is it the same thing with Digimon? Did the game
Well-
come out and then the anime, or was it the other way around?
I think it was the card game.
It was for what?
Digimon. No, it was the video game, wasn't it? Or no, the show.
For Digimon, it was like those
Tamagotchi type
yeah,
things?
it was a Tamagotchi.
Oh, that's right.
They were
it is
Tamagotchi, and then they had an anime, and then games.
Is it based on another media though?
Does that qualify
'Cause isn't
anymore now?
Tamagotchi
They had
just
an
handheld?
anime, I think, before the first video game.
Then that's a
technically came
game
out.
based. That is a game. Okay, yeah.
No, because if it's a Tamagotchi, I would argue that that's a video game.
I don't know.
So we could
I don't
say
know if
It's
I
a
can argue.
virtual pet thing.
So we could call Digimon World 3 a disqualified game, and then go to the second place game, which is
Conan.
Not Conan, but that does work for a video game based on
It
another
does.
media.
It-
It's a book
technically it
series.
does.
It does.
It's a book series, and there's multiple movies.
Holy shit!
Guys,
Conan?
let's fucking let's.
Conan Exiles.
Okay, so you heard it first here. Tomorrow, next week, we're going to be reviewing Conan Exiles.
Yeah, instead of
Instead of-
Digimon World
we
3.
should totally do that. Like, I'm not even fucking joking right now. Fuck this, you know?
Yeah, I can't though. I put too many hours into Digimon World 3 to just put it down.
Just put it down.
It's
So it's like you don't have to keep doing something just because you've already invested so many hours into it. If it's a bad investment, stop wasting your time. Just play something else. It's okay to quit on something that's not worth it. That's life advice.
But the people, they will uprise. And
Oh, will they? Will they uprise?
Probably not, but
Fuck. God damn it. Well,
that is a good case, though. If it was based on a Tamagotchi, I mean, I would call those little games.
I
Would
don't
you?
know.
Are we going to fucking start putting Tamagotchis into the vote?
oh God, no. There's no way to beat that. It's just like, how many years has it been? Is it dead yet or not?
Yeah, like,
It's fucking how long can you keep a Tamagotchi alive, motherfucker?
yeah.
I
Those
don't
were
know.
Plus,
so
those
weird.
things are fucking expensive now, so it'd be pointless.
Anyways, I guess we can launch into what we've all been playing.
Yeah. What have you guys been up to this week?
Oh, Conan Exiles.
Is that it?
I mean, I played a little bit of Legend of Dragoon, getting closer to the end, and some Octopath Traveler, but that's pretty much it.
Why so much Conan? The talk?
Just played it a little bit to build up my base for
To restore what was lost.
to restore what was lost, and then preparing for the purge. So
Yeah.
because we want to experience like all that the game has to offer.
Yeah,
before
especially if
we
you plan on
review it.
reviewing it. So
Yeah. I honestly, man, I kind of just I feel like when we cheesed it lost something from me.
then let's play.
I
it
love
normal.
how you keep saying when we cheesed it, referring to the point where we turned up the resource gain a little bit, or like times 5. Because we only kept it at times 10 for a short time.
It was more like times 100, dude.
No, it's times 10.
It was
Never got
times
more than
10.
Times 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was fucking fast. That was
for the super common resources. Yeah, it was. For the stuff that still takes like your fucking arm and leg, it was still an arm and a leg.
Well, that's what we just treated it like a regular game, though, and we need to treat it like an MMO. We need to treat it like something where you log in and you set stuff to build, and then you log off.
It's not a fucking MMO, though. I mean, it is in a way, I guess.
It's like an MO.
But,
It's just a multiplayer online. It's not massive.
but I mean, fucking, it takes like 200 hours to fucking beat this game, like, normally.
I kind of want to do that.
It's too much, dude. It's sick.
It
200
is.
hours is way too much.
But just
Yeah,
think of
I
how-
will not put 200 hours in this game.
Just
Telling
think
you
of
right now.
how... I bet you we might by the end, dude. We played a lot of this game.
I mean,
I
building
have-
the bases and doing the
So-
stuff is fun, but we cheesed it from the fucking very beginning, dude. We technically have been playing with like the ability to keep all of our shit, and then we've been using that to cheese teleporting
Yeah,
stuff.
that actually in
that
itself is
cuts
a huge
that
difference.
cuts down time by a lot.
Oh, I know. When I first started playing it, I didn't have that, and it was rough. Dying to those rock fuckers.
Yeah.
Trying to get iron ore and having to go back and find my mini
And-
bodies
and,
and sift through.
And when we log out, our bodies disappear. So that too is another cheap thing. So people who are playing can't just like come up and kill us and take our shit. Which is why like
Yeah,
there are
so
like
if you want to
chests
go
and things to
full
keep our
on,
stuff in, so that other people
then
can't
we need to
take our
turn
stuff.
that shit off because it also makes having the map room super valuable.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like cheesing it makes these big feats kind of useless.
So if you want to play it normally, let's play it normally.
So we're looking at like 300 hours.
But I'm not going to put that much time into it because I've gotten out of the game kind of now what I went in for, and that's building my base. So with the server wipe that happened to us, I lost my pyramid. My pyramid was nice. I put
It's a nice pyramid.
I put like 4.5 hours into building that. Now back on Craig's server.
Craig's like personal server, or did you buy one?
My personal server.
His personal server.
Okay, it's not so weird if we have our own little server.
And then I got in. I'm like, okay, you know what? Craig's building his base again. It's kind of If we're going to do this clan war thing, then I might as well look for a base, leave Craig's clan, make my own, and build my own base.
Yeah,
So I was zipping around the map, trying to find a location I want to build, and I found one. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, Cameron makes fucking Helm's Deep in this game.
And then
It's more defensible than Helm's Deep.
And then I'm like, the wheels started turning, and my idea for a little base turned into this extravagant fort in the side of a cliff that I probably put 10 hours into building. And mind you, we didn't even have to gather resources to build this anymore. We could just build it.
In admin mode, we can just spawn the stuff we need.
And it still took me 10 hours to build this.
Fuck, dude.
And then Craig, I finally let Craig know where my base is because I know where his is, so it's only fair if we ever get into clan wars. And he looks at it and he goes, "There's no fucking point to like try to do clan wars against this. There's no way anyone's ever going to get up here to fight you."
The only entrance was literally just a fucking elevator that goes up to the drawbridge, which you can't even cross.
Yeah,
Because
I have
you
3
can't place
gatehouses.
you can't place thralls on places that are owned or places that are already built on. So you can't even like have a dude carrying a shitload of thralls and then just deposit them to attack. You have to basically be by yourself and try to attack the base.
So
It's impossible.
gatehouse
It's literally impossible to do.
guards the first elevator. The first elevator takes you to the bridge, which takes you to the second elevator, which, by the way, is a very long elevator ride up to the first bastion, which leads you to the second gatehouse, which then is a drawbridge. And mind you can't get to the other gatehouse without the drawbridge being lowered on the other side. So you can pull down your side of the drawbridge, but if the other side's up, you're still fucked. You can't get across because it's this big old chasm, natural moat, just a drop. But if the other drawbridge is down, there's still that final gatehouse to get through before you're in the castle. And these walls are fucking huge. They're high. And I'm going to have fucking thralls, arrow thralls on it, just the whole way. Every part of the path to my keep is defensible and guarded by something.
Sounds like you basically made the Eyrie from...
Dude, you can't...
So I wanted to make a moon door. I really wanted to make a fucking moon door. It did.
Do the solo one-on-one combat.
Dude, there's fucking hatches in this game. I just wanted to have part of my castle stick over the edge of the cliff just a little bit so I could have a hatch right in front of the fucking throne in the throne room, and you lift open the hatch and it's just a fucking 100-foot drop down to the ground. I could have done that.
Fly.
I want to see the Batman fly. Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah. No. So you saw.
you can't
you
can't even climb it without having like max grit. So
that screenshot I tagged you guys in, it doesn't even capture a little bit of the magnificence of it because, God, there's so much more that's not in that screenshot.
Just think how much better you would feel about that if we played it on normal and you built that thing.
No, there is no way I would have.
You have no idea the amount of resources one fucking wall of that black ice fucking shit
There
takes.
must be at least close to 2,000 foundations used in this entire base. Foundations. Walls, more than that. Fucking ceilings, floors, doors, all. Dude, it would have probably taken a real life in-game time to build that if you were just focusing on it. Probably close to that 300 hours just to build that base.
Yeah, plus you need the fucking black ice, which takes forever to convert with the fucking
I could have built it
Ymir religion.
Out of a different material, but...
Yeah, but he did it out of the black ice.
But why? Why would you use a different material other than black ice if you can just get it?
Yeah, that's true.
So hopefully you log in at one point just so I can show that off because now it's just a set piece. I'd like no one wants to fight it because it's too defensible. I can just make it like one of our own built dungeons where there's we build it up and have our own little dungeon crawl to fight through that we built ourselves as part of the game.
Oh, like a Diablo setup kind of thing?
Yeah, so I just spent time building my own fucking dungeon crawl.
Nice.
Yep. So yeah, that's what I played. Good thing it's a fucking 3-day weekend because I can dump ass into Digimon tomorrow and Monday and have all the fucking time in the world to play it.
Yeah, it's always a 3-day weekend for me now.
It's a 4-day weekend for me.
So I'm thinking I could put probably 20 hours into Digimon this weekend. Probably a little bit more.
Are you going to look at a guide the whole time?
Fuck yes, I am.
Yeah, you should. 100%.
I'm not going to spend time fucking wading through this childish dialogue.
You should have another one for specifically digivolving because if you want specific digis, you need to have like certain stats on them.
There aren't really that many digis in the game, though.
No, there's not.
And it's weird. You don't evolve. You just choose your evolution, like from the base digi. But like if you get surprise attacked, he's the base digi. It's strange. He's not perma evolved. You just choose which one he goes into battles involved as.
Right.
I like the other game more, is what I'm saying, and I didn't like the other game.
Fuck, Craig. What have you done?
The other game was so much faster. The battle system.
Yeah, it is. But
this one's not that bad.
The other one also had auto battle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Damn.
And it had the platinum shitmons to grind so much faster.
Yeah. The grinding is not the fastest, but it's not absolutely terrible. It's
not bad.
It's just having to grind immediately that makes me very not happy.
Yeah, like, you start out at level 1, and for basically all battles, you need to be at least level 5.
And so you're doing random battles, and if you run into the wrong guy, you will die. And you will not have a saved game. And
for early on, you definitely need to rely on the elements and your abilities from like the get-go.
Fuck, I don't have time to play. Oh, man, I do not want to play this game, Craig. And it's games like this that make me want to play stupid games that I enjoy, like Conan. This game will push me on a Conan. You see what you're doing to me?
You make me do
You're
this
making
to
me
you.
play Conan.
I'm making you play Conan.
You're forcing his hand.
Because I know I will get enjoyment, and then because I'm not supposed to be playing Conan, it's now a forbidden enjoyment, which
Yeah,
makes it
it's
that much
a
more pure.
forbidden enjoyment.
My forbidden pleasure.
And now that there's a little bit of risk involved,
Gonna build a pleasure palace of Durko or whatever that fucking god is
I
called.
just fucking might.
The Durka god.
I just fucking might, Craig. Just you wait. You did this to me.
I think Twitter took down that dancer video.
I'm pretty sure they did.
That's fucking dumb. That
Yeah.
was so funny though. He had this dancer that just like gored this guy, and then the battle ended, and then like she just started doing her little dance,
Yeah,
like, right
dancing
on
on the
top of
dead
his
body.
Ah.
I thought nudity was allowed on Twitter, but I guess it got reported. I didn't get a strike sent to me though.
Yeah, me neither.
I've posted stuff with nudity.
I think they just hide it. I don't know if it was removed.
It's like gone now.
Yeah,
Is it?
I
Yeah.
can't see it. Yeah,
It's gone.
Can you not go on Cam's thing?
I can't
Find
even
it?
find it. I have to go back through my tweets.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dumb.
Yep.
I think that tweet I had for Red Dead where there's the two Lennys banging is still up on my thing.
Yeah, I think it's just based on people reporting it, and I just think no one reported yours.
Somebody reported Conan's nudity. All
I
right.
guess I don't know why. Like, it's not more nude than the other. I'm at a loss. But
Was the other nude one that you had gone too?
But it was
Where you were like shooting the
it's
baby
not.
hyena?
It's not gone, but the other one had like it was full nudity, like just twirling around, like you could see it, all of it. And the other one was you could just get a little glimpse of the side boob and stuff like that.
yeah, it wasn't meat curtains. It was just side.
There's no meat curtains, man. It's fucking
Fuck.
PS4. They hide that.
Oh, I do have to admit
Should
though,
be.
it might have been saved by that fucking excellent shot.
Otherwise, like, I would be in God mode nude all the time, so my dong would just, like, dangle beneath me as I fly around.
I kind of wish instead of having
Everyone-
large breasts, you could just choose like a huge vagina. Just have like a vagina with
it's
like,
like going halfway up to the navel.
yeah, just
No,
like a
no.
big old fucking growler.
You know, it's funny how Craig says he's just gonna have this like fucking appendage between his legs, just this arm that hangs down. I'm like, okay, I guess you can do that and experience something you haven't experienced before.
I mean, yeah, I would like to. I would like that, Cam.
I would probably.
And then I probably just
micro-penis.
I was gonna do the same thing. Just this teeny little fucking microscopic.
the little nubbins.
I would like to feel like I have a baby arm swinging it between my knees. You know what I'm saying?
Baby arms aren't that big. I mean, unless it's the forearm. Unless it's,
It's the whole arm.
Okay, then yeah. I guess.
I mean, that's also a visual I don't want to think of right now.
A baby arm.
Yeah, just like thinking of
Baby arm holding an
comparing-
apple.
No, comparing someone's penis to a baby's arm is just not an image you want to compare.
I mean, that was an exact quote from Deadpool.
Yes, yeah. Yes, and it's a very funny quote. Yes.
Well, I think I played Final Fantasy Mystic Quest since last time.
You think?
I might have done it at the time.
Was that not
before.
one of the? I thought you beat that last week.
I don't have it on the list though.
Oh, what? I thought you added 2 of them last week.
No,
Jesus Christ.
I think I'm having memory loss of when I played. I didn't play it this week, but it's not on the list, so I just forgot to add it.
So, since Schweiss recently said a meat curtain, I glanced over the game's beat list I have pulled up, and I see Curtain Call, and just fucking seeing the curtains close.
Yeah, and then the cheers break up, just like golf clapping.
Oh, we didn't even show him the fucking Gilded Youth.
Oh yeah, we gotta show them that. It's this piece of jewelry that some fucking company released that looks like something. Yeah, so I guess I Mystic Quest, even though I just didn't add it. I played a teeny bit of the 4 Heroes of Light. I'm only like 20 minutes into that Final Fantasy game. And I think I'm like 14 hours into Digimon World 3 now. And I think I'm just gearing up to fight the second leader of 4. So I'm doing okay progress-wise, I think. In the guide, it looks like I'm nowhere near done. But the way he breaks it up might not
that's
be.
like 100% run, so you might be like further along than it suggests.
Than I think. Because I'm like on number 4 of 19. And I'm not very happy about
Some
that.
of those are probably like going to get certain cards or like how to get certain weapons and items.
Yeah, and I played the card game. It's weird because like I played the card game, and then now suddenly like no one wants to card duel; they just want a regular duel. And I'm like, why can't we just play cards? You know, like not that I love the card game or anything. It's like fucking simple in that game, but like no one ever wants to card duel. Now they're just like they want to whip out their dick and duel. You know, they want to have a sword battle with me instead. And I do it, and then I win.
Yeah.
But I got stuck on this this big ball guy, this orb dude that drops down when you're riding that little tram.
Yeah.
And I went and bought some weapons, upgraded some weapons, and now I am like fucking steamrolling. The only thing I can't kill is when like one of the supers comes in a random fight, and then they still wipe the floor with me. But yeah, it's mostly been that fucking game. Everything else has kind of been pushed to the side and isn't as important right now as Digimon World 3, unfortunately. But we know what everyone's been playing this week. But the real question, has anyone beaten a game?
Nope, not this week.
No.
I guess Mystic Quest, even though it wasn't this week. But we'll add it here. And that means the hog for the hosts is as follows. I am not in first place, but Craig is with 19 games beaten. I am in second with 16. Cameron pulling the caboose at 6 games beaten for the year.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, next week is planned for Digimon World 3. 2 weeks after that, we have Cuphead?
I think it's Cuphead. Or
And
is it?
then,
No, shouldn't it be Legend of Dragoon first? And then Cuphead?
Every week, guys.
I thought, you know what? I thought it was the other way around.
Because we had to vote for Cuphead after, I'm pretty sure.
That seems right. God damn it, man. Let's see. Indy. Yes. So 2 weeks after is Legend of Dragoon.
Okay.
All right, so next week is Digimon World 3. Then 2 weeks after is Legend of Dragoon. Then Cuphead. And then the next game, as per you guys' votes, will be Mortal Kombat 11 with 34% of the vote.
Oh, that actually won, huh? There's another one that was really close. What was it?
Metro is 28, A Plague's Tale is 24, and Darkwood is 14%.
I think
So,
I think A Plague's Tale was getting pretty close at one point.
yeah, so we'll have our very first, I believe, isn't this our first fighting game that we've ever reviewed?
I don't think we did another one. I don't think we did Soul Calibur, did we, Cam? Did you technically beat that?
Not technically.
You should. The campaign was like an hour.
I've deleted it, but it's like a fucking minuscule game.
Yeah, it's only like, what, 15 gigs? Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, we'll do Mortal Kombat 11. Sweet.
So there you guys go. I'm excited to finally have a review on a fighting game for New to Play. Now the only real thing we have left is a sports game.
Guess I'll fucking Redbox that fucking Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, you're not going to buy it?
No.
Why not?
I bought 10
Why don't you buy it and give it to the show?
and just, I didn't care for 10 that much.
Yeah.
9 is the superior Mortal Kombat. It's going to take a lot to beat 9.
Have you read any reviews on 11?
I have not.
Me neither, so I have no idea how.
I'm not even sure, like, all the
How it
characters that are in it. So,
All right. Well, guys, let's talk about our VR experience. So the 2 VR games that we played.
Are we not going to like do any like sound transition for VR? What would be appropriate?
Don't walk into the walls. These are your barriers. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all there really was.
Anyways, I don't know if we should. Are we reviewing the VR arcade or reviewing the VR experience, or just kind of our opinion on?
Kind of a little bit of each, I would say. So, what games did we play? We
played. Fuck, I can't remember what it was called. It was like Skyforge,
Skyforge, and Hyman or something
Skyforge
like
and
that?
Quiver.
Quiver. That's
Jesus.
right.
I'd say Hyman.
Yeah, why is
Hyman,
everything? He has to sexualize everything in order for him to remember it.
Yeah,
He doesn't have
Quiver. Unfortunately, not a female orgasm simulator. It was it was an archery game.
How do you know that they're two separate things?
Anyways,
They're
and
not.
so kind of the format for this arcade is they had several booths, and I tried to find out more information about how they financed it, because about 2 years ago it opened up. They bought a whole bunch of VR-capable PCs. Hopefully they bought more than what was necessary for the time so they can hold on to PCs for longer. And so they have all the PCs lined up, and then the price per booth is $25 an hour. You can have
Seems
two people.
really pricey.
You can have two people play per booth, and if you wanted to play multiplayer games with your friends, well, of course you have to rent more than one booth.
It's not really two people per booth. It's more like one
person
person per
watching,
booth,
yeah.
and one person watches until you switch. So
Yeah.
it's like,
And they're limited on two
It's-
people who can watch and switch.
Were you guys
Which is really
masturbating while
stupid.
the other ones were playing?
I mean, you wouldn't know. You had
no,
your
I
headset
was
on.
I was watching both of you guys at the same time.
I mean, you wouldn't know. You had your headset on.
Yeah,
That's true, yeah.
So
You know, the first time I didn't have the speakers near my ear, and I was like, I didn't hear anything. And then Cameron's was all ready, and I was like, oh, the speakers.
yeah, you just flip them down.
Yeah, so I mean, like, you
And so-
have.
yeah. So I don't know if it's pricey, and I also wanted to know. My point with that is how long it took them to pay back the price of the PCs and the price for the whole place. I mean, there's only like 10 stations.
think
That's 10 PCs, probably going
those
$4,000
looked like
a pop.
those PCs that they had looked like those pre-built ones that I've seen on Newegg for like $500.
I don't think they were. I think they could have been Origin PCs. One of the pre-built Origin PCs is what they look like to me.
Yeah, I don't. I think the VR headsets are probably also like around $400 each.
Okay.
So it's probably like close to 1,000 per station,
4,000.
and they had like 10.
I'm just gonna. I'm
I
gonna
think they had
highball
10
it.
stalls.
I'm just gonna highball it. Let's say
Was
top
it
line
10?
fucking PCs. Yeah, 10 stalls.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so let's say 4,400 per station.
That'd be 44K.
Time, yeah, 44K, and then at $25 an hour,
I'm trying to find out how many hours it would take.
1,760 hours divided by 24, 73 full days divided by Wait, yeah, does that work out? Because that's how many days, and then that's how many hours. So yeah, they probably made their money back on that if they were decently busy. So, and now they just have to
Well,
basically
when we
pay
went
for
in there, it
maintenance.
seemed like they had a lot. They were getting calls for more.
Yeah, Saturday
time.
afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
good thing I bought our spot 2:00 in the morning, right?
Yeah, no kidding. So yeah, we each have our own little station. You have the option to play multiplayer games or single player games. Quiver sounds like a game for two, and that's how Craig and I played it.
I think you can play it with more people. I'm not sure about that one.
I think we need to go back to get a more variety of experience.
Yeah,
of
I'd
VR
like
games,
to. I'd
but-
like to try some more of them. I'd also like to try out some of the single player ones they had. But yeah, that Quiver game was basically like a tower defense type deal with like waves. You were using like a bow, first person. They had like little portal things that you could shoot to teleport to that to get a better vantage. Try and shoot the guys as they were trying to get to your
And
gate.
so that's how the movement was solved. You had to shoot where you wanted to be, but you had to shoot the target just right, or else you're not going to go there.
Yeah,
And then you pull an arrow out of your quiver by reaching your hand over the back, pulling the trigger, and then knocking the arrow, drawing it on the bow, and then releasing it.
and then
trying to
releasing
aim
it.
Yeah.
And then you get like random powered up arrows. Like there's the poison arrow, an electric arrow, fire
Is it just
arrows.
random when it would give that to you?
It was random for me, except for the explosive arrows. I saw like a power up. It was kind of like the other portals that were floating around. I
Okay.
shot it, and then it gave me like, I think it was like 6 or 7 explosive arrows.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because, especially with the Skyforge game, just like fumbling around until you fucking had a different gun, or, the way they solved movement is one of the guns would tractor beam you to a place, just pull you along.
Yeah.
And then you could switch it for another gun, but then you can't move anymore.
Yeah, it seems kind of odd.
Yeah. A bunch of little kids in that game, they fucking screwed us over. We were not good.
Probably
enough at that
there
game.
like all the time. Like one of them
Kids
had their
at
own.
fucking $25 an hour. You expect kids to be blowing their water?
I mean,
or
one of
have
them
a
had their
thing that just
own.
blow there.
One of them had their own unique name
Even
on there, though.
full-bloods at that age.
Because each station had its own thing. It was like VE1 or 2, and,
Yeah.
and that person's was like B-boop or whatever fucking shit like that. So like maybe they're there all the time and had their own.
That's
Maybe.
that's
like,
what I was
thing.
telling Cameron. I was like, when we were eating lunch after we got done, like they need to have their kind of like how golf courses have their course professional, like their PGA certified pro.
The
that's
course
like,
master.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. And they need to have like an MLG certified pro on site, and that's who that B boop guy was. He was the MLG guy.
Except he wasn't the guy coaching. He was the guy fucking rubbing your face in the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
I killed that guy a few times.
I
Yeah.
did not.
Fucked him up. I thought it was Schweiss for a little bit, and then I realized Schweiss was V2.
We've all have played VR before to varying degrees, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
played Resident Evil 7 a little bit in VR, and then a couple other things, and attempted that VR Batman game. But I needed the two little controllers, kind of
balls.
like we were playing with.
Yeah. So
There,
You needed the balls to play
I
with.
feel like
yeah.
to me, it still feels like the VR experience is still kind of gimmicky until they solve movement. I think movement is the hardest part of the game because
If that gun shooting game like weren't dual wielding, I feel like it would be more appropriate. Because like that was one of the problems. Like if you
I feel
switched
like if we
your
weren't
switched your
flying
movement
around-
gun, then you couldn't move anymore.
I think if we weren't flying
so-
around, I think it would have been better.
Yeah, I mean, I played Monster of the Deep, the Final Fantasy fishing game, and that one, they had the VR headset and everything, but you still used the PlayStation 4 controller. You just like held it sideways, and you like used that to cast, and then you would reel in by using the analog stick, and you just turn it to
Yeah,
reel the
we
fish
had a
in.
kind of partial experience though. We didn't have like the special VR controllers.
Yeah.
For when we played,
yeah,
which I think is like
Of the
a large part of it, other
Why
than
we
like
didn't
the
like it.
site.
Yeah,
of
it's-
the 2 games that we did play because we only paid for an hour. Which ones did you enjoy the most? Which of the 2?
I think I definitely like Quiver more, but the problem I
Yeah.
have with Quiver is like my left eye is dominant, but I'm right-handed, and this I run into when I'm shooting as well. I have to like close my left eye because when you try to hold a gun that way, it's fucked up. Like you're not going to hit anything because you're using the wrong eye with the wrong hand. And I think I was
Just
running
train
into
yourself to use the right eye.
with the game. I don't. It's hard to do that because my left eye is probably better, and that's why it's dominant. That's like basically like saying just use your left hand for everything, and that way I'm just a lefty, which I refuse to do. Is there a sore on humanity? No, I'm just kidding.
Aiming in Quiver was really hard too because like you had that like little reticle in the middle of your bow, and it didn't really seem to like fucking help at all. Because you can like move.
No, I
your,
never
your,
aimed with that.
Your arrow like up or down. Yeah, I had to stop using it.
Oh, maybe it was the game then. Maybe it wasn't me. I felt like I was really bad at it, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And then the one other problem Cameron and I ran into on our station was just smacking your hand against the stupid fucking cord every time you pull, because you have to reach behind you and then grab new arrows out of your quiver.
Yeah.
I never ran into that.
Well, probably because you were short enough and you didn't have any slack inside your cord to your headset. Because the cord ran to the PC to the from the PC to the headset.
Yeah.
They have it go up to the little pulley thing on the ceiling and then over to the PC. Well, for Schweiss and I, we had slack, like a little bit of a droop in our cord on top our heads. And whenever we'd draw back, we'd sometimes smack the fuck out of that cord.
Yeah, and then we wouldn't draw the arrow, so we're just sitting there like reaching behind us for nothing, which is actually what we're doing, but we're legitimately getting nothing out of it in the game.
It's too bad we didn't check to see if they had any of those other VR games. We should have looked at some of the single players, and maybe we should go back and try this one game out. It's that pyromancy game where you can, where you're just this fucking badass, where you can fight people's swords or bows and arrows or spears and stuff, and you can use telekinesis and whatever if you want to, and then you're just fighting waves of enemies coming out at you, and you can teleport, kill people, or you can people just do ridiculous stuff in the game. Like they toss swords straight up, and then throw a spear at someone, catch the sword, and they weren't looking for it, and then use it
That
to
could be
kill.
sweet.
Yeah, so it looked like that just looks like a game that's for just like fucking John Wick moments.
There's some pretty funny things that I could do in that fucking Quiver game. I like pin-cushioned fucking Schweiss, and I grabbed like one of the arrows that I stuck in him, like pulled it out, and then just shot a dude with it. So that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it does kind of feel gimmicky though, and
Yeah.
like I think it's fun, but it's one of those things where like I know if I got it, it would turn into me and my Wii. I never
Yeah.
really play with my Wii anymore, you know. Like
That's disappointing.
I know, yeah. It's like I miss playing with
Every
my
guy
Wii.
needs to play with his Wii every now and then.
Every so often, yeah. I make a night of it, you know. I get other people to play with my Wii with me.
So your Wii U?
Yeah, Wii U, Wii UI, and
Wii U and me?
Wii U and me. That's a great name for like a podcast. It's too bad Wii U is not for me, or else we could totally take that shit. But you know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
seems like something where it's like, wow, this would be really cool, and then
So-
you think about it and you're like, yeah, that's never
Would you
gonna happen.
prefer having your own VR setup at home, or would you prefer just to go to the VR arcade if you ever wanted to try out a VR game?
I feel like the VR game would be a more cost-effective thing, because VR right now I don't think is at a super interesting place.
No, I feel like it's kind of the same thing as 3D movies, where it's a
Yeah.
big fad, but it's fading away just because we don't have the technology to really make it awesome.
I mean, having and $25 for an hour is really expensive.
It's cheaper
especially
than the
when
other
we're
place I was
switching
looking
off. Really?
at. Mm-hmm.
What was the other fucking place? They have more options for games
The
and
one in
shit,
the
or
Provo
what?
Mall?
No, I was looking at one that was actually in Salt Lake City.
I bet you the Provo Mall one's gone.
Just
Just like everything else in that.
But there's
fucking
also VR courses that we could go do as well. But booking those are like forever out, where you put on a VR headset and you go into this room that's just basically they can set up and take down walls as they please. It's just a big old room. And then when you put on the VR headset, they can make it look like a different maze. Like you can actually move through the room with your VR headset on, and then you can make it like paintball or laser tag or do zombie hunting, but you're actually moving through the entire experience.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I think I want to try that one next, because I feel like that is the missing link. It's VR games are fun. It's easy to trick your brain, even though it looks cartoonish, even though the graphics aren't really intense, because you can never really make it feel like you're focused 100% in when you're using VR headsets.
Right.
But it's easy to trick your brain. And the thing that takes you out of feeling like you're truly immersed is the movement, because you have to move in stupid ways. In Quiver, you had to shoot a circle. In
Yeah.
Skyward and Skyforge, whatever it's called, you have to like use a little gun to zip around. But when your body is the actual source of the movement.
Yeah, that's when it
the
feels-
solution.
that's when it
that
feels
you are
VR.
100% fucking in it now.
Either that, or we have to get the fucking what's the Animus from the fucking
Assassin's
Creed movie. That's the other way you can totally rule the world. Is you just hop around in this fucking giant room with no shirt on, and you're just tearing shit up. Like that's what I think you're right about that, Cameron. I think that's where we're missing it. Is it needs to be just a little bit more realistic.
So we might make a part 2 to this episode. Then I'm gonna try to book us a time slot into one of those VR room experiences.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Honestly, I would like to do VR, just like VR television and movie watching kind of a thing. Like, you know, I've got like my little VR console, and I can like move my hands over.
They have that.
You can already do that with PlayStation if you get their headset. You can
Yeah,
watch
but I don't
movies
like
in theater mode.
it. Doesn't look that great though. I want
No,
it to
the
look
VR
like
headsets don't look great.
I want it to look great, and have my porn off to the side, and then when Alex comes in, I can just swipe the porn away, you know, and suddenly it's like, whatever. I'm just watching Game of Thrones. It's not porn. It's HBO. And then I swipe back the porn, and it's got it like hidden in the corner. And like she can see it if she looks in the corner, but she won't look down there. So I gotta like hide it.
Does she come home with her own VR headset on?
Yeah, she comes home with her VR headset on. I was like, "What are you looking at, Caleb?" Huh?
So that's more of a. I mean, so there's also a
Do you
different.
want like VR Google glasses or
No,
whatever?
no. So there's
Yeah.
there's virtual reality, and then there's augmented reality, which Google Glasses are trying to do, and then I think Microsoft tried to do something about that too. Where you just wear glasses and you can still see the world around you, but you have now virtual reality elements of adding like a big screen in the corner that's not actually there. It's just you're in your glasses.
You're just in you're in a meeting with your boss, and you're just watching some chick just get drilled right over his shoulder on the wall.
Oh man.
That's.
So-
I guess I would like augmented reality more
because
because then it's utility based.
But
know?
see,
It's-
if you think about augmented reality, they've actually, I think it's Altered Carbon actually did something like it where you can have like contacts or glasses that do augmented reality, but then it adds like advertisements everywhere because it can help subsidize the cost, I guess, and then people can buy for advertising space in the VR world that's just overlaid the real world, and you're just fucking looking at advertisements everywhere.
God, isn't that the worst lately? Like with Facebook videos,
Yeah.
I'll find some like video that's like super heartfelt,
Mildly interesting or heartfelt,
and
yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is really great. And then it's like your video will resume in 15 seconds, and then the hatred flows back into my body, and I'm like, not finishing that. I refuse to watch your fucking ad, Facebook. Like, fucking Facebook video ads.
Yeah, Facebook and fucking YouTube, like every other fucking 5 seconds is another ad.
So hopefully we can get an augmented reality that does not show ads.
Yeah, ad free.
Yeah. You probably have to pay a premium for that, though.
It would be a premium service.
How many fucking subscription services are we gonna have in this lifetime?
but the subscription service for this will just be like ad blocker.
yeah, it's you pay for ad blocker. Oh, that would be amazing, and you'd like disable it on certain sites.
Capitalism has to find a way to keep
Capitalism
getting
at
money
its
out of you
finest.
because
Yeah, ad blocker.
because population growth is slowing down in first world countries, and so since population growth is slowing down, they have to find other ways to get more money out of the people who are currently there. So prepare for the subscription apocalypse.
Subscricalypse. Subscricalypse. God, that is hard to say.
Yeah, where you can't
I'm
own
not-
your home anymore. You live in a subscription house. You have to pay rent
Yeah.
with your subscription fee to live there.
You kind of already do.
Yeah.
With the taxes on the land.
Yeah.
It's a subscription based. That's why it's funny when people say like, "Oh, I own it." I'm like, "Yeah, you kind of rent it from the government. They allow you to be there for a predetermined, agreed upon price that they get to change whenever they want."
True.
That is kind of how it's going, though. Isn't that maddening? Like I was thinking about it. I was like the other day. I'm like,
How does capitalism succeed in a world where we don't have explosive population growth? If people like look at the 80s and the 70s, 80s, and 90s as this huge gold mine for America because of how like we were just so industry happened after World War II and we exploded as a superpower. But then after the baby boomer thing happened and we just had this huge hit in the population growth, which drove industries forward because there's more and more people coming to the workforce and more people who could consume, who could buy. But now that we're seeing a trend where our population growth isn't as striking, isn't as far forward, and we're going to see huge downcreases as all the baby boomers die off, and we're not going to have explosive population growth driving forward our domestic market. So how do you get more money out of people who exist already? You can't rely on new blood. One would say that brands have become even more competitive to win people over, or they're going to find ways to charge more money of the people who already use their stuff.
AKA subscriptions.
It's one way to do it. Where you can buy the less nice package, like Hulu, the Fox. You can watch for free. You just have to watch a ton of commercials. Or you can pay to use our service and still fucking watch commercials. Or you give us a lot of fucking
Hulu?
money. I don't think they have free Hulu now.
Oh, okay.
Or you could pay a lot of fucking money and then not have to watch
Isn't it
commercials.
only like $12 a month, though? Honestly, like
For,
No,
like, watching a couple
Hulu is
television
like
shows?
$5 a month with the ads.
how much is it without?
Without is like 10. So it's still cheaper than Netflix.
No, I
with
think you have it
newer
backwards.
stuff.
$10 a month with ads. It's $10 a month with
I
ads.
think
No, it's not. Mine got dropped down to like $6. It's $5 or $6 right now per month.
See, why pay for a service to you're paying to watch fucking ads? I hate it.
I mean, it's $4 a month less.
Okay, it's starting at $5.99.
Yeah. So they dropped it down.
Okay. Anyways, I still dislike it.
Yeah, Hulu is the maddening one, and I get it free with.
You can get it more. You can pay more.
I don't want to pay them more.
I think
I don't want them at all. I don't want Hulu.
You can pay. I think it's like $15 for them to have like a stars package too without ads.
Why would I never need Hulu?
I think
For
I
newer
have,
shows.
I think I have Hulu for free with something.
Spotify.
Is it Spotify?
Yes.
Okay. But I think one of them just got bought, so I wonder how long that's going to last. I can't remember for sure,
I don't know.
but it's almost
Anyways.
as bad as people who aren't on Spotify. It's like irritating to me. I'm like, I pay a premium and I can't listen to Tool. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, then
Fuck you,
that's
Tool.
that's Tool being
It is
a
Tool.
fucking tool.
But it's funny because the Perfect Circle is on there, the lesser Tool. Tool Light is available, and so is Pussifer.
Tool Light.
You know, Tool is coming out with a new album soon.
I
I'm
know,
actually kind
yeah.
of excited to hear that.
It's been 12 years.
I hope we're not expecting too much.
Well, I mean, after 10,000 days,
It's got like 2 songs on it.
what can we really expect? Yeah, it's just like a guitar riff in the background.
It's like a premium.
These are the cries of the carrots. The carrots.
Every so often.
Yeah, it's just like a fucking rant over like a
Today-
sweet like
You
tune
see,
in the back.
today is harvest day, and to them, it is the Holocaust. Done.
You need all you need is like the little and some atmospheric, and then occasional
And then
weather,
the
weather
da-na-na-na
sounds.
changes like the time signatures every so often.
Yeah, and then they say the name of the song or the name of the album. Just 10,000 days in the fire. Fuck people that say they love the song 10,000 Days. Like, come on, there's like 10 minutes in there where it's just fucking sound.
I like the song 10,000 Days.
Fuck you.
I could just put my headset on
Fuck you, man.
and lay down and just fucking zone out and listen to that
Ambience.
song.
It's sound.
Like I'm glad I don't.
Music is sound, Twice.
Yeah, but it's sound that's just they just it's just there. It's
I
sound
can
that was there
fucking just
before.
zone out and enjoy music now. Just imagine what it would be if I'd actually smoke fucking and just smoking and just phase out and just listen to music.
Yeah, like
my whole
listen to,
life would be
like-
gone. My whole life would be gone. That's all I'd fucking do.
Yeah, like the acid rock, like Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
and stuff, just like
Dude, I'd fucking fucking hit that hard.
sitting in your
dude.
chair and you're just floating through space.
That if life can't be about fucking floating in space to fucking awesome tracks, then what is life about?
That's a good question.
video games.
Like
about
being
VR.
inside the iTunes visualizer while listening to the music. Jesus Christ, guys, come on.
Getting bounced up on the little bars. It's like, oh my god, it's a double bass solo. And
dudes,
it's fucking up.
dudes, fucking Pink Floyd acid trip VR experience.
It's
You'd
like
be
the,
fucking tripping all the time.
Yeah,
it's just the
we got to
it's
bring it full circle here now, back to
it's-
VR.
dropping acid while watching the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey, and Pink Floyd is in the background.
Hello, is there anyone out there?
Yeah, is anybody out there? Dude, I listened to their first 2 albums and they are bad. It's like they're trying to be the Beatles. I hate it. But then when you get to Dark Side of the Moon, it becomes amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one does make me laugh. Like, is there anybody? And like a 10-second wait, and like 6 people out there.
So anyway, our VR experience.
Yeah, no Pink Floyd in the VR experience.
No,
unfortunately.
Pink Floyd. What was the place called? Was it a virtual experience, something like that? Because it was
I
like
guess we can shout
it was
it out.
VE.
It's
on
VR.
the-
It's virtual experience VR arcade in
Yeah.
Provo, Utah.
Kind of cool. I mean,
The idea is cool. Their location is decent, I guess, being on Main Street, but the fucking building itself is falling apart.
No, it's not. That's part of the style. It's an old building.
It's
having
a horrid
exposed,
style.
And
It
having
looks
exposed
like
brick,
shit.
And having exposed brick is part of the style.
let's just
That style looks like shit. Let's just put that out there. All right, the fucking bricks were askew. It was driving me fucking nuts.
God, Craig.
Well, I'm sorry you dislike
Beauty
that,
and
but that's
symmetry.
it's a very modern style thing to do with older buildings.
Yeah, well, fucking hipsters who think that looks cool are fucking stupid, and it should stop.
They're also the people who will make these kind of businesses happen. Like if you ever have ever have two businesses merged into one, it's probably
you
a
imagine?
hipster.
I don't know about
No.
that. If it was a fucking coffee shop too, then I could see it. But
You know
That's
what?
true.
You know what's interesting? Because we just ran the numbers for this, right? For what this particular location has. The business loan to get that started, you're only looking at maybe $100,000, and you're making that back in less than a year. Guys,
if you get consistent people,
entertainment,
I mean,
Guys.
presents.
should we get into VR gaming? VR gaming arcades?
Nah, I don't know.
I mean,
the
it
rest
looks
of
like
the-
it paid for itself pretty quickly.
Did it though? I mean, we don't know how busy these people are, and the people who
I
were
can just look
there.
at their peak times, and they do have quite busy times during the week. Saturdays are
During the
obviously
regular
their busiest,
week?
Saturdays are obviously their busiest day, but if you think how much, I mean, if it's $25 a booth an hour, and if you look online, they're pretty much booked when it comes to later on Saturday. I mean, they're making
That's $250 an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it can't cost that much to run that equipment
no.
because it's just a headset. The
Exactly.
computer is just the computer.
So their payoff is quite high,
It's not like the
Yeah, I
fucking.
don't-
and they only
they
need
don't
at
even
least
really need to have internet.
and
It's
they only
like
really need to
LAN
have
parties,
one or two.
basically.
They only need to have like 1 or 2 employees to pay either, and they're just fucking probably paying the minimum wage because they're
Were there
college
even
kids.
2 people?
Not in the
I thought
morning,
it was
but
like
at night
one.
when it's packed, they'll probably have 2 employees there.
Maybe, yeah.
And yeah, their overhead's so fucking low,
Yeah, just that initial cost.
and which isn't that big considering a
Plus,
Lone-Star
they had
business.
they had that drink fridge. They like sell things on the side
Upsell
too.
things on the side. Oh
Yeah.
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 I think we could rent a better building than they are using. Probably up the amount to 20 stations.
We need to have a back.
Oh,
room.
you know what else though? They had to have like multiple Steam accounts and buy those fucking games.
Yeah, but that's chump change.
We have a pleasure back room where we have VR porn and just we got the
The interactive experience.
We got the workers performing the VR porn.
Got the
No.
got
No,
the
no.
fucking Sashas being like,
Yeah, just dudes jerking you off. It's just the pimply like 19
At
year
that
old
point,
just jacking
at
you
that
off
point,
to
you
the
just
sound.
you just pay for a fucking machine that does it for you.
he like does it to like the beat of the fucking like he's watching the TV like watching the porn with you and he's like he's following along with the fucking porn.
Yeah. That's a tip right there. You get a tip for doing that. Can you imagine that though? How disturbing that would be.
Can you
pull
imagine
it
how
off
that
and
would
it's
not
just-
actually work in Utah at all?
No,
Ever?
but I mean, you'd have to keep it hidden. It'd be
It's,
Utah County's
it's in the
best
back
kept-
room. We gotta have like
Can
fucking
you imagine the
passwords
headline
for
though?
that.
The headline though, Utah County officers bust VR sex ring.
Wouldn't be a sex ring. It'd be like
Hey, it's not sex. It's jerking off.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Utah police
Didn't they
bust
just
like
legalize-
underground masturbation circle.
Officer stumbles into circle jerk.
Waits
VR circle jerk.
Waits until completion to arrest. I'm not saying whether or not it was
may or
right
may
or
not
wrong.
have joined in.
Yeah, I'm not.
Footage may have been found on body cam.
Yeah, I will not say whether or not it was right. It's right or wrong, but I will say it was awesome.
Officers bust VR sex ring after YouTube video gone sexual. Yeah. No, I think I enjoyed it. Was it worth it to me? Maybe if I don't know.
I think we should experience more of the games.
Yeah,
The Quiver, we found Quiver to be like a more fun experience.
Well, when you only have really an hour to play.
Yeah, it seems like if we had 2 hours as in time, I think that would be better.
$100 for 2 booths?
That's so much, dude.
Yeah, that's kind of a lot.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
I think, yeah. Let me look into it more, because that was definitely cheaper than the VR one up in and they look like to be pretty much the same thing.
I feel like if they had like happy hour times, that would be cool.
Shots.
No, I mean like
No,
know how,
VR
like,
and alcohol don't go
like
together.
a certain time
Quick, get
section
over to
where
the VR toilet.
where it's like half off, you know. So it would be like $12.50 for a fucking hour per booth. I think that would be like a cool thing.
Yeah, it'd probably be packed, but yeah, they could probably do that.
I
We
mean,
still
yeah,
need to
it'd
go
be
to the
packed,
gaming
but you could still like
arcade
reserve
in
it.
Salt Lake City.
Yeah. I don't know. I can see little
Or
niche.
only for walk-ins, actually.
we
For
just need to go to the
for that.
fucking
That'd be good.
bar arcade in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I said niche or niche first. I think I said niche before.
I think you did say niche before, but
Niche.
it always bothers me because I say niche.
Nietzsche.
I think there will be a niche for these little arcades, but I don't think it's ever going to become a big deal like actual arcades used to be.
I mean, I think it'd be like a kind of cool date idea, but at the same time, it's really fucking expensive to
Yeah.
do two people.
And
for
I'm
the-
surprised that these places are able to stick around, honestly. And I know we just kind of calculated broadly and
Yeah.
probably incorrectly their overhead. And it doesn't
Who
seem
knows
that
how much
expensive.
rent they're paying?
That's true, yeah. We have no idea what the rent's like.
Of course, it's on Main Street in Provo.
Yeah, Center Street, which is
Even if
fucking
it's like a
horrible.
shitty, tiny little hole in the wall.
It's a good location for attractive people, though.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's easy
yeah.
to get to.
It's
Parking
awful
is
to park.
halfway decent.
I think it's terrible. For food, it's terrible. For something like that, I can see, because you only have a max audience of like 20 people. So that's pretty fine. 5 people a car, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I don't think it's going to take off like we've discussed. I think it's going to be a while until VR really takes goes in strides. You know, I don't think that we don't have the tech, because I think we do. I think we have the power to do amazing things in VR. I think the problem lies in the fact that getting that power costs so much fucking money that developers aren't willing to put something to market that's going to be that hard to play. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
they want it to have specs that people actually have, so that people can enjoy their game and buy their game, and they can get their money back for using all this crazy shit to make these high def crazy ass VR games. But the problem is no one has the money to buy the tech to play those things.
Yeah. Even like the PlayStation one with its price reduced is still like $400.
Yeah, it's fucking expensive, man.
And there
there's
just
no
doesn't
way.
seem to be like there doesn't really seem to be any games to like pull in there, you know. I know like a lot of people haven't really tried it, but at the same time, like you buy a console like the Nintendo Switch for Mario Kart or Smash Bros, or a PlayStation for God of War, or you know, the VR doesn't have anything. It has a few unique games to it, but there's nothing that seems to be like the VR seller.
Yeah, it's not a console seller, kind of. They don't have that console seller title for VR. And I guess Beat Saber is kind of one that's a big one.
I have played a little bit of Beat Saber.
But even then, like, I don't know anyone that's itching to fucking buy VR because of Beat Saber. It's not like, oh, I've been a regular reality person for so long, but this game is going to switch me. Or like, I've been a Microsoft guy for so long, but God of War switched me to PlayStation. I don't see any of that happening with VR yet. And I just don't think I don't know if it's there. And it might not ever get there, because this initial investing time where we're at right now, not that VR is new by any means, but it's starting, they're trying to make it
They're trying to
become a thing.
really go for it this time. Yeah, because, you know, Nintendo's tried to do it before.
Oh, yeah.
With their Virtual Boy, which was like
So-
infrared, which was hurting people's eyes. So they couldn't really do it, but it's making a comeback now.
I'm
but
looking
it's
at
not.
the website for the one full experience VR place called The Void, and it's the one I was telling you about. You're actually inside the room and doing stuff. Read that tagline for me.
Smell, touch, feel. So real. It sounds like a novelty vagina's description. Like, and there's I mean, I kind of want to do it.
I know. So you actually have to buy tickets to this.
Huh.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's pricey. Actually, the one in Utah is not. Yeah, what happened to it? I guess
I
they
think
couldn't
I've
do it.
seen The Void before. I've also seen that movie, and it's very disturbing.
What about that?
Enter the Void is the movie.
What was the VR amusement park? Was that it, or was?
I have to find it again. It looks like. Ooh.
Because we still needed to do that too.
Oh, well, tickets aren't that bad. Starting from $32. $32 for like a moron just full experience.
How
versus
long
$25?
is the thing? Do you
I don't
know?
know. I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up later. I'll plan another little date for the boys.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We may even crack a cold one. Who knows?
Yeah, it's Salt Lake City. We probably could. We just have to be wearing our significant other's pants. You gotta be wearing chick pants, and then they'll let us bring our craft beers into the... Salt Lake is kind of hipster, dude. It's either hipster or shithole.
So you're
I was
saying
very
skinny
confused.
jeans or like what? Yeah, that was kind of like
No, like chick pants, not just skinny jeans, like actual pants made for women.
You and I have very.
Is that a
different
thing? Are
experiences.
people wearing like their significant
Do you
other's
not remember
pants?
that from like high school and shit?
No.
I do. I don't know if it was
Was that
actual-
a thing?
No.
Dudes wearing girl pants? Are you kidding me?
A dude's wearing
Well, there was
super
skinny jeans,
yeah.
which was popular, but they weren't specifically just for women. They had
I mean,
men's
even
skinny
women
jeans.
don't like wearing women jeans because
I
they
know.
don't have pockets.
They're always trying to get out of it when they're around me. You just got to remember, guys.
Fail.
You got to remember, groupies aren't real people.
Anyways, you and I have very different. You and I have very different experiences. Of Salt Lake.
If you can separate them from the rest of society, you'll thrive.
I think you just don't like being around our generation out having fun. Like you don't know what the party scene's like.
No, the party scene. No, you're right. I don't. I party mostly solo.
Yeah. No, there's a few cool bars that I'd like to go visit in up in Salt Lake City, but the real one I want to go back to is Quarters, the game bar. That's how I like to introduce it to people. Hey, do you want to go to the game bar? What? Yeah, the arcade bar. It's just around the
Yeah.
Oh.
We don't have any cool bars down here.
In Provo?
Yeah,
Fuck
they're
no.
terrible.
Dude, that's why you go to Salt Lake City, because they actually have fun bars to be at up there. That just don't feel like
Maybe
a
we
dive.
should start a fun bar.
The fun bar.
The
Presented
nude
by-
bar.
Yeah, nude bar.
have a fucking U with the two dots, and you'd be right up there with the hipsters.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll hate it. I'll resent it
The
immediately.
nude bar and steakhouse.
Welcome to the
Every
nude
steak
bar.
is branded with like a brand that just says nude on it with brackets.
Do you guys... So I know this is off topic, but do you guys ever like really, really want to invest in like a fucking... like a wax seal that you like put on your letters? Like I almost want to get back into like writing physical letters and just get like the Schweiss family
just
crest.
like do the wax seal?
Yeah, just have like a ring that has the Schweiss crest on it, and just like wax seal
There are
my
so
fucking
many,
letters.
so
for
many
it.
different ways that could have gone. Do you guys ever just want to invest in like a body wax massage type thing? You want to get like a fucking Brazilian wax?
Do you guys
job
ever
done?
want to like invest in just a full sized wax model that you can have sex with? Like, it's like get your wick wet with candle. Think about it.
Get your wick wet.
Dip your wick in the candle.
It smells like cinnamon and vanilla.
It smells amazing. My penis smelled like that for months.
Jesus.
When I got sweaty, I didn't stink. I just smelled like vanilla. Which to some
You got a
No, I
hot wax
understand.
fetish,
So,
Schweiss?
so
Is
for
that
your
what this-
seal, did you want to have like an actual seal stamp, or did you want to have one of those signet stamp rings?
a signet ring with my Schweiss.
We should get sick.
With
I mean,
my
you should
fucking-
have done that for your wedding invitations. It's kind of sad you didn't.
Shit.
Because when that happens for me, I'm going to do the full parchment paper thing too.
Yeah, and like ink and quill.
Yep.
That's how you're gonna write out the invitations.
I'm going to take calligraphy classes just for that.
2 weeks
From
now. Be like, oh, how long's the score again? Oh shit, that's years. I think a score is 20 years.
All right, we're gonna need to get fucking signet rings with like a boar on it.
Yeah, and that's when it's a nude clan official package.
So we can actually do that. We because what is a family seal besides something you chose to represent your family throughout the centuries? And so we could all have variations
I mean,
of the boar.
technically, I already have a crest.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
all
you
should
do.
have
I don't have a
crests.
crest. I don't have a family to have a crest with. So
Really? I mean, The Wilson? There's no Wilson crest. It's just a beach ball.
Who
with
knows? Who knows?
fucking red
It's
hand.
volleyball. Who
Oh,
knows?
yeah, it is
I could
volleyball.
make up my own fucking crest
A
right now,
beach
and then
ball.
start a family lineage that everyone would be proud to be part of.
You could,
Just
yeah.
change your last name and just be like, haha.
You
You don't
could,
necessarily need to change the last name.
you could craft a crest.
Yep.
Build a crest.
Do
workshop.
something worthy, crest worthy, and then have that be my defining sigil.
Yeah, it's just a flask. That's the crest.
The drunken boar.
Cam's just like a fucking
That's
martini
actually
glass
bad.
with an olive sticking out of
Like
it.
fucking martinis. You crazy?
Yeah. Olives are disgusting.
I fucking love olives though.
Green olives?
Yeah. Dude, I can just fucking munch on
olives are
green olives
nasty,
all
dude.
day long, dude. That fucking the beautiful acidic bitterness. Oh,
God.
fucking suck that pimento right out of the
Oh,
pit,
the pimento? Come on.
God.
and then just man,
Slurp that pimento out and then just lick it clean.
yeah. Dude, I love green olives, man.
Pearl of olive. I found the pimento.
Oh,
guys.
dude, I
found
found
it.
I found jalapeno stuffed green olives. Oh God, so good.
Man,
That might be okay.
every time I have green olives, I feel I think they're disgusting. It's
I
one of
love
those
them.
Yeah.
timeless.
Dude, I they're so good. Dude, you can like sharp cheese and a green olive just pair so well together. You can probably tell I'm ready to go have that right now. Salivating for it.
This is how unenthused we are about the VR experience we had. We're talking about green olives.
I mean, it was okay. I wish we had more time to like play around with the other games.
Yeah, maybe if you guys donate more to Patreon, we'd have more money. To
Yeah, we'd
invest
have
in it.
we could just go do
VR.
this, and then we could give you a more in-depth review of these games.
Let us
Support
relate
the
to you
show.
how much fun we did or did not have with your money.
Yeah. We'll tell you just how fun it was to spend your cold hard cash.
But yeah, the games we played, we talked a little bit about Quiver. That's Skyford or whatever it's called.
Probably verify that's the name of the game.
I looked it up, but if it was fucking something,
Skyforge?
no, Skyford, I think.
Skyford.
Hold on. Yeah.
Sounds like a old line of Ford cars.
Yeah.
Oh, Skyfront. We were all wrong. Okay.
Skyfront.
Yeah, Skyfront. So that one was just like you had a gun in your left hand where it was like
You had
grappling
guns
hook.
in both hands. You
Yeah.
could change what gun was in either hand. So you could have you could choose which hand. So the guy swapping the controllers for you guys at the beginning was unnecessary. You just need to switch over to the other gun.
Yeah. You start out with like a grappling hook, and it was a pistol for me, or like a revolver. The grappling hook gun is what you use to fly around with. You fly in the direction of wherever you're pointing with that gun. If you double tap the trigger with it, then it like shoots a fucking grappling hook. Can you grab people with that? I didn't actually try. I
Never
thought
tried
about
that.
it. Thought about being like fucking Scorpion and be like, ha! But
Just bring them to your shotgun.
yeah, just bring him to the shotgun. It's like instant fucking be like
I would have liked to know how to
Roadhog.
change classes.
Yeah.
I feel like that game would be cool or better if the flying speed were faster, and if like Halo, the weapons were like staged around the map for you to
It'd
like
be
go
cooler
rush
if you were
to.
suspended in no gravity and you could actually jump off the walls yourself and fly
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
that'd be cool too.
That's how you solve the movement for that game.
it kind of just feels sort of rudimentary.
Yeah.
And like
That's
there were-
how a lot of
Yeah,
the
a lot
games
of the
feel. A
VR
lot of
games are really just,
feel
like,
rudimentary
basic.
because they can't. The technology isn't good enough yet.
It's kind of odd. It's kind of like we're seeing a resurgence of like NES games. You know, those really old school games, but like for VR. They're very simple in what they are because they don't have the ability to be anything more yet.
Yeah. I could see it being really cool. But I don't know how long that's going to take, and I don't know if it's going to stick around until we can reach that point where it's affordable to make really awesome VR setups, VR rigs, VR games. As much as technology advances, the cost of these parts doesn't drop at the same speed in which it advances, or else it'd be easy.
I don't think anyone's really gonna want to go and like widely buy a VR thing unless it's around maybe $200.
Yeah, because that's in addition to whatever you've got. So you've got your big $4,000 computer build. and then you buy the VR.
Yeah, and
That's
same
what
with like
hurts.
consoles too. Like people buy consoles because they're cheap, and if like PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox are going to be another $500, and then you have to drop another $500 to $400 on a VR headset, which doesn't really have that much going for it.
Yeah.
It won't be widely purchased until it's like in the 200s.
And it sucks because the way these things work, it won't be widely purchased, so it won't get that extra content to make it more worthwhile to purchase.
Yeah.
So it's almost one of those things where if you like it, you sort of have to take that dive and join the ranks, or else it's not going to get the support it needs, and it's not going to grow into what you want it to grow into. Because it just doesn't have the money, and if there's no money behind it, these companies can't afford to do it, so they move on to something else. But it sucks because I can't justify doing that on a personal level because I just don't like it enough. It's just not there.
I feel like it would also be better too if it was wireless.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the lag though?
I mean,
how would
that's
you,
something
how would
they'd
you
have
keep
to.
that? Then if you go wireless, then how do you keep your headset powered? You would have to wear like a belt.
I mean, it'd have
for
to
for a power supply for the headset.
I mean, maybe.
And then
I
can you
don't know.
imagine trying to play VR and then having input lag? I mean, I don't know if you have to imagine that. You can if you have your own personal input lag sometimes, but
Yeah. Some are already lagging.
you have to vocalize your disapproval of the statement, Craig.
Some
Yeah,
people
you
are
go
at
fuck
17
yourself.
frames a second all the time.
But can you imagine how like off-putting that would be trying to play a VR game, especially if it got fast-paced, and then all of a sudden you have input lag? And so your movement is no longer in relation to the world you're in. You're gonna fucking plow this.
That's
Well,
gonna
I
fuck
mean,
you
the
up.
fact that it's like the fact that you got like cords and shit, like you can't exactly make a fucking a setup like they had at that VR place.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with like a home console, you're not gonna fucking like put a hook in your fucking
don't know
ceiling
me.
just
I would.
just for your fucking VR thing.
You don't
and like,
fucking know
this is
me.
my fucking VR station.
I would
build
totally
the-
fucking do that.
Yeah, we would build the Animus.
That's the
things
only
and then-
fucking way you can enjoy a headset like that is making sure the fucking cord doesn't get in the way.
Yeah, the cord is the ruiner of. The
Are you telling me
experience.
right now that you'd build a fucking like set up these like thin walls just so you could like have a VR station?
No, so they have those little cameras that showed you that you could set what the grid is. You can make it do that, and just when you get to the edge of the virtual grid, it'll tell you, and so you don't wander off throughout your house.
Yeah. That could be fun too, though. Just like,
Just like start wandering upstairs. Am I going upstairs right now? What the fuck?
yeah,
No, you would fucking cream yourself on the stairs before you actually made it up them. So
that's true. That's true.
I don't know. If people could wander down the stairs or up the
unless you
stairs
made
in the
your
dark,
entire house
then-
an augmented reality / virtual reality thing, so
Yeah, and really, you just live under a fucking
and so
bridge.
your house walls
Like you-
are in
you-
game.
you create a VR game that's literally just your house in VR, and like so it's like way less rendered.
Like a certain acquaintance.
So you're
of
just
ours
like wandering around your own house, and it looks super shitty, but you're like, oh, it's fucking sweet.
Yeah, it looks like home. Look, there's Legos all over the floor.
Oh, it's actually clean.
Yeah. It had to clean it first and then augment that reality.
Start stepping on Legos.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a cool idea, but it is like Cameron said. It's just kind of gimmick.
It's too gimmicky right now. It's not. Yeah, I want virtual reality to become something that's more commonplace, but what kind of technology advancements or leaps? What will a successful VR platform look like?
I think the sex industry has got to be the one, like long distance porking. You know, you get like because they already have those kits where you can make dildos that are. You can like
there's-
cast your penis in it, and you can give it to your significant
Jesus
other.
Christ! It
So
just made
now
me
we're-
think of.
now
It just
we're-
made me think of how that would work for the female. It would be like a fucking little balloon that would fill up and go inside and then deflate, and that's the fucking pumping motion.
Yeah.
Or it could be just like an actual machine that does it.
Yeah, it would have to be some kind of machine that like holds your. It has your. You put your. So you frame. You mold your dick, which you can already do.
Yes.
It's a thing.
I mean, it has been a thing since.
And
dawn
then
time.
you find a way to mold her vagina, and then you guys get into that VR, and you just go at it, and like you get some machine to just like fuck you, you know. But you're fucking each other, with each other's genitalia, but it's actually a machine's genitalia. That's how this works. You do that, and this fucking takes off. This rocket never stops running. The moment we introduce this amazing VR Lovers version 1, that'll be the fucking catalyst to drive VR to the next gen, because we can already mold our penises.
So
for her pleasure.
When you strap up to play VR, is there going to be like a treadmill type thing that we see in?
Somebody was making that.
I know they are, but I just want to know what platform actually makes VR successful for mainstream users of the game.
I would like to fuck someone from far
Honestly,
far
and not
away, I
Schweiss's
guess.
fucking sex dungeon.
I feel like VR.
Yeah, sex dungeons. You got like servers that you got.
No,
It's just a fucking dungeon.
The
I feel like
mainstream-
I feel like VR arcades, like an actual arcade where you get into like a station.
Dude, sex
like
is
the,
fucking
like the,
way mainstream.
like those fucking treadmill type things. I think a actual VR arcade would be the best
I
way
want to
to
know
go.
what they're at with that development.
Yeah,
because that prices is out of the average user.
yeah, that's going to be out of like regular people's able to purchase type thing, unless you can.
But then you have this other thing. If you don't have your VR technology in your consumers' homes for them to play, you're not going to get developers wanting to spend a lot of money developing awesome games for it.
Well, I mean,
Unless you can make it attainable for the actual consumer, you're not going to see anything great. It's not going to come out. That's just how capitalism works.
VR arcades, if they do that, I think would do okay. And then, of course, they'll probably keep going with the home the home console version.
Get the ball chortler DLC. They just get like. You get the lips.
Why
and
are you
throat.
still on this?
Because this is the thing that I would buy.
That wouldn't
all right?
be a
He's
fucking
very-
game.
he's
Why
very-
are you talking about DLC?
He's very sexually frustrated right now. Can't you tell?
It's not a game. It's advancing VR tech to where we can get really good games, and we have to find the thing that breaks through.
Okay, I obviously understand that you want to have like a fucking like interactive sex puppetry going on here with
Who
like
doesn't
VR.
want this?
But it's like, how are you going to get fucking DLC into that, Schweiss? What the fuck?
Wait.
It's like, is it the VR? Like what you're seeing is like, oh, well, or like,
guys.
or like the thing that's fucking the chick. Like you're like,
I'm
I'm going to
sad.
pay $2.99 to make this thing fucking ribbed, and then
No,
then
guys,
99 cents to get it to vibrate.
No,
like
Guys,
what the fuck?
no. I'm sad that you made me think of this, but you can buy porn star packs. You can pay the DLC to do Sasha Grey or whatever your favorite porn star.
What is it going to like mold the vagina to that person's vagina?
No, it just
That
changes
would
the
be
VR experience
So intense.
It
Dude,
changes
no.
the VR experience to be the porn star you wanted to be.
As you're doing the VR sexy time with your significant other across the country, you can get the DP DLC, and like a second penis just appears behind her. And for only $4.99, you can fill all the holes.
It'll be a real surprise.
Yeah.
She wouldn't
That's
even.
the-
She doesn't
that's-
even fucking know.
That's the kind of VR that this world needs for this to not be a gimmick anymore. That's
Fucking
real.
VR interactive sex puppetry.
Yes. Would you like to join a multiplayer game or a single player?
The multiplayer. Fucking orgy.
Always multiplayer. Oh man! Fucking God! That's a lot of cost though. When I'm the robot,
Give you the shocker from across the Atlantic.
yeah, from sheets from sea to shining sea.
Two in the Atlantic, one in the Pacific.
Oh man!
Oh, you're very stoked about this, Cam.
That I feel like we can't underestimate that community.
I mean, sex does sell. So
Exactly.
I feel like
I think simulations for like careers and stuff is probably going to be one of the things that helps out a lot too, and we've seen a lot of that already with when it comes to like flight sims and stuff like that. You know, like those initially were just flight sims. You would simulate actually flying.
That would
and
be
then it
fucking
became
awesome to have those like actual virtual reality machines where you could climb in and drive a race car and have it feel like you're actually driving a car or a plane and stuff like that. Where they just use tricks of gravity to make you feel like G's and stuff like that.
Yeah, and in like
VR for like drones or for like meetings.
So I toured where Christian used to work in the aviation department at UVU, and they have those kind of things. They have like the little simulation flight things, and they do move, things like that. But if you threw a VR headset on, that would make it so much more realistic, you know.
Or just climb into the cockpit, and then the canopy is just screens, where you're sitting inside the cockpit, and you have full screenage all the way around you that you can look through, and then I feel like that's what they actually do, because you're not going to have, I think that's what they actually do for some of them.
Yeah, stuff like that, I think, and just other sort of industry-based things I think will probably help, but I don't know. It's still kind of, because that's been around for a while, and it's still not that big of a thing. So I don't know what it's going to take.
I want to make a legitimate like fucking VR racetrack thing where you climb into your VR car and it's just you get into it just like a normal car. Everything about it makes it feel like a real car. You open the door, you get in, you select what you want to play, put your fucking key in the ignition, and the car will vibrate like the engine comes on. Mm-hmm. And then from there on, it's just you're fucking racing, and it feels like you're actually racing.
That would be really cool.
I want that so much.
That would be really fun.
It would.
And that's why VR is so like meh, because we don't have anything like that yet. We don't have.
What I described could probably exist right now.
Yeah,
it just the games would still look like games, but you would just make the windshield a fucking monitor, and you make your fucking the sides, your windows monitors too, and just your actual rearview mirror would just have the rearview mirror itself would just be a little screen. You wouldn't actually reflect the back screen from the back.
Man, I'm a little surprised they didn't have Skyrim at that fucking VR arcade.
They probably did. We just didn't look at the single player games.
Skyrim just needs to be like on everything.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be fun. Let me go spend all my money in investing something like that. I actually want that really bad now.
That would be a lot of fun.
Go find an old car and convert it into a VR machine.
Yeah.
Just buy like the 69 Mustang, but don't restore it. Just leave it all old and make it the VR beast. Restore it in
Just put it on hydraulics, and so you have your vibrating, and then when you step on the gas and you're going 0 to 60 in 3-point-something seconds, it just tilts you ever so slightly upwards, so you feel the G's coming on you. Just like,
yeah.
Yeah, and then you turn into, you're banking into the turns, and it just turns you sideways, so you feel like the inertia's pulling off to the side.
Yeah.
Oh,
that would be way.
And then,
how would you
and then
drift?
Drifting, so you drift. It would just kind of jerk you like this a little bit. Have you ever been in a car that was drifting?
Yeah.
Where it starts to lose traction, it just like has more of a smooth vibration feeling, and then when it catches traction again, it's a little more of a jerk as you catch traction again. That'd be really easy to simulate. Dude, I'm going to do that. See you guys later. I'm going to go do that.
Yeah. Cameron leaves the show forever to become a VR racing master.
And we never saw him again.
There it is.
Yep, he left. He's fucking gone.
I don't know. I kind of want to do more of this stuff, though. I think the more interactive, the better. So I'm excited to try out that other one. The look, feel, smell. Enjoy or whatever the fuck the last line was. That looks like something that'll be more
They got the
interesting.
VR sex dungeon in the back.
I bet you they do, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, told you, Cameron, they have $7 more per person or per hour. So they got that sex dungeon. That's what that extra $7 gets you.
I think it was like $12 more. It was like $37 per person, wasn't it?
Oh, I think it was 37, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
I don't know. That and like just like virtual reality, I don't know, something like Ready Player One, just full worlds that are VR could be kind of cool too, because I know a lot of people play online games for that experience, for like talking with other people. They feel like they can do it behind the mask of their avatar, kind of a thing. So I think that would be cool too.
I have seen. I don't know if it's on Steam, but there's like some virtual chat rooms and stuff that I've seen people put some videos up on that they have like fucking random anything for an avatar.
Yeah, or like a virtual reality Grand Theft Auto or something like that. Like some
VR
big
Grand Theft Auto would be kind of cool.
Some big sandbox type of game that's total VR and online would be really fun.
Yeah, a VR fighting game would be really interesting too.
Yeah, it's like Wii boxing, but totally VR.
Yeah, get like some special moves and shit.
Yeah, I could see that being fun. I don't know. Yeah, like I said though, right now it's just too expensive, and I just it's kind of fun to mess around with, but investing is just too much.
Yeah,
far too much. But if you want to make it happen, patreon.com/.
The Tesla suit. The world's first fully integrated smart clothing apparel with haptic feedback, motion capture, heat control, and biometric feedback systems.
Huh.
Ooh. It really grabs that ass quite nicely.
Does it? Really perks it up, you'd say?
So this is definitely something that was inspired by Ready Player One.
Yeah. Tesla is pretty sweet. I can see him doing that.
I just called the Tesla suit. I don't know if it's actually developed by Tesla, is it? I don't think so. I really don't think so.
I kind of doubt it. Since
Get a quote.
They make cars. Get a quote based on how fat you are. That would be cool, though. That's not really virtual reality. That's just more reality.
It's
reality.
an enhancement tool for virtual reality.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be used in tandem with your HTC Vive that this guy's wearing. Probably any headset, really, but...
Can you imagine that? You're like playing a snow level in a game, and you're just like just getting sick because of how cold it is, and you're just catching all these infections and all these illnesses floating around your house that you wouldn't have caught if your body temperature hadn't dropped below like 80 degrees. You're just dying.
Yeah, you get fucking like hit by something, and then like they put pressure on where you got hit, so it makes it feel like you got hit there.
Yeah, stuff like that would be cool in shooters.
Company like with a little fucking needle stab to actually, make you feel like you got shot.
Yeah, or like they somehow get in your nervous system, and so when like your leg blows off, it actually feels like your leg blew off.
Just fucking fall immediately.
Just hook up a 9mm just ready to shoot you when you get shot.
Yeah, that's what the VR I want. Actually punish me for getting shot like an idiot in that COD. I do think something like that would be cool, where it shocks you, or like you feel some sort of impact on you.
If you really want that experience, just go fucking play paintball, where you're punished for making stupid choices.
That was very painful.
I love it. Want to do it again?
I kind of want to do it again too, but
I want to do it legit. We're out in the woods just shooting each other.
Yeah, legit, not in some bullshit.
We're going to do the same thing. We just stand 10 feet apart and just fucking unload.
Get our own guns and shit.
Yeah, that was
we all get fucking decked out. We have like a shitload of like paint fucking
Tactical
reloaders. Yeah, dude.
Greg sneaking through the woods.
I just fucking like build the sniper's nest like a week before we do it.
Everyone else is wearing ghillie suits, but Craig's just fucking wearing a boulder suit.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see the Predator scene where he comes out of the water, and it's just Craig instead. He's got like 2 paintball guns, just comes out of the water, and then he rests on the shore as a rock.
And instead of the fucking trap, it's just like a giant paint roller.
Yeah. That would be awesome to do, like, instead of bombs, you just get, like, a paint grenade, and stuff like that.
I just want to see tactical Greg. Just Greg trying to move silently through the forest as quickly as you can.
Recreate Predator via paintball.
He's super loud, but you can't see him to save your life. Like, he's just invisible. There's just so much noise.
God damn it! Just
where is he?
Dude? He just can't see him.
Yeah.
It's all part of his fucking plan. It confused the enemy.
You're so loud, but I can't see shit.
fucking master of ventriloquism, so I can like throw my voice so you guys think I'm somewhere else.
But you just record yourself having a fucking conniption fit like you've had before, and just have it play somewhere off in the woods, and so we think you're that way, but you're actually just
It's right behind you the whole time.
Yeah. Gotta play mind games with them. That would be like fucking
set up
200
speakers
IQ,
in the
Craig.
fucking woods.
Fucking Craig act like these guys want to fucking play in the woods, and I don't want to fucking walk around in these branches and fucking hurts my feet, and just him just like yelling to himself out in the woods somewhere, but he's just laying in wait. Using the tropes against himself to his advantage.
Yeah.
That's a good poker face if there ever was
Using
one.
our prejudices against us.
Yeah, you'll get fucked.
Yeah. Mastermind.
And then there's me fucking off somewhere, spending hours building a fucking blind, and never even get to play because I'm too busy building it.
Yeah, we're just looking for you the whole time, and you're like, I'll tell you where I am later.
Shit, man. I kind of want to play some Age of Empires right now, like really badly, actually.
Oh, okay.
Do we even have that ability?
Does
your computer still work, Craig?
It's fucking shitty, but I think it will run Age of Empires too.
What about you, Cameron?
Don't have it downloaded on anything.
How long would it take you, though?
I'd have to double check, get back into my Steam account, and I don't know if I have a computer that's capable of it, but I can always try.
Doesn't that sound like just what you want right now, though? Like, I want the battles of Conan, but I don't want the time it takes.
Yeah, but you can do that in Conan.
That's true, but the Conan combat is like, I don't know.
So we turn on lock on, and actually makes the combat much better.
Oh, lock on is normally on in the.
Why was it off in ours?
I don't know where it's at. But like
I just fucking looked and found it without even trying. I'm like, oh, lock on.
With Craig's server?
Wow, fucking lock
Yeah.
on, and it actually makes makes your sword swings actually fucking hit what you're trying to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like actually tracks.
When Kent and I first played, we had lock on was on the basic.
Fuck you. Fucking. Oh, we're gonna make it so we can teleport, and then we're gonna make it so you can't lock on. I guess that'll even it out, so I don't feel like I'm cheesing the game.
Make it so the
When in
combat's
fact,
fucking extra shit.
teleporting changes the nature of the game completely, and so your complaint of cheesing the game actually starts with you.
Well, it was the base settings on the server. I didn't change anything. I didn't. I changed.
You can't argue that death thing we use as a teleport. That event of
Oh
itself.
wait, no, I did put that on.
So
I
the
think.
cheese begins with you. Fuck you, and you're blaming us for
Every cheese begins with Schweiss.
And so if we really play it pure mode, we're gonna have to actually we're gonna have to make it so we lose everything on death,
Or we
Full-on
just
Rust mode.
we play on one person's personal server, and that's where we play. Of course, the problem with that is we have to play when that other person is on, or we can't.
Why?
Because when I first played, I played Kent's game, right? And then I got on and I was like, oh, I want to play by myself. Well, he's gone. I kind of just work on a resource gathering and get some stuff together. I'd start the game up and I am in my own instance, my own server. So now my server has a character that's a certain level. My guy on Kent's server, quote unquote, which is me just joining Kent's solo game, has a certain level. My guy on our server has a certain level.
No, he doesn't anymore.
No, my guy, on our server is fucking level
Just
1.
join my server.
But you have to
Cam
be.
and I can make new characters, and then if we want, we could just go back to level 60.
But I have to join. If I join your server, you have to be on for me to join it.
No, you don't.
I'm pretty sure I do.
No, it's just like the server we had. You just go to the thing, log in with the password, and you can get in.
And it was a free server?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know I could do that. I thought it was just like this weird instance that's created, and you have to join that way. I didn't know you could create your own little server for free in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, fuck that then. What
Yeah,
the fuck
it's-
are we doing paying for servers?
Well, you only play by yourself if you do that. Can we join him if he does that? I don't think we can.
If he's just doing the single player, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why we pay.
Yeah.
Damn it. How do we want to go
I mean,
about-
there are free legitimate servers you can go play on. Just go
Yeah.
play on that, and we can join you there. But then you have to worry about everyone else playing it too, because they're probably gonna raid the fuck out of you. But that's all about the fucking Conan experience.
Yeah, it is true. We've been kind of.
We
like,
definitely
not doing
have to
that.
be like, we'd have to build a.
But now
a
that we
strong
know how
base.
to build stuff, we won't be like fucking lambs in the wild. We'll know what to do. We know where to hide our shit, have fucking drop boxes hidden off and fuck off places, so if we get raided, we're not
Start
going to lose everything.
geocaching in
Yeah.
fucking Conan Exiles.
Yeah.
So, right, guys, set up a geocache at like G7.
Can you imagine, though, trying to get to level 60 in that fuck off type of environment, though?
That would be really tough.
It would be stupid.
Everyone trying to kill you.
It'd be like trying to play Rust again.
It would be Rust again. Just with no guns.
Yeah. Fuck, I kind of want to play it.
Or just admin panel and then turn off stamina degeneration so you can just use the Sword of Kron.
Oh, man, the fucking Sword of Crom is so good. But also
Anyways.
defective as fuck.
Yeah. We'll see what kind of VR experiences we find in the future, though. I'm excited to report back on that. Other
Yeah, I'm
place.
gonna
Conan Exiles VR.
It's just super laggy. That's input lag. It's the VR experience for Conan. It would be nothing but input lag.
So the reason why Conan is the way it is because
It's shitty.
I'm pretty sure it's just single-threaded when it's getting processed, and so it can only do so many things at once before things get backlogged. And I think that's why we have the experience we have. Which is also probably why when one of you fucks are inside the menu and are right next to me, and I'm in my own menu, and then you leave yours, it boots me out of mine too.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
What? I mean, for like the items?
Yeah, when you're
Yeah.
in boxes and chests and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
that
I thought you were like looking at the actual menu, and I was like, what the fuck? It does that?
And I think it does the same thing if we're both in the admin menu and you leave yours, it makes me leave mine.
Lol. Yeah, it's very frustrating at times. But
Yeah, Conan is just a terrible game, guys.
Dude, it is. It's so fucking poorly built. I was trying to build a fucking fort, and like every other spot, it's like, you can't fucking build on this spot right here. We won't let you fucking place it, even though it's a valid placement spot. We won't let you fucking put it here unless you delete something else. And even then, if you do that, you're going to have to delete 5 other things just to make sure that you can build there. I fucking hate the building in that game sometimes. It's fucking...
Well, yeah.
And then the walls, the fucking walls. You start building walls upwards, and then all of a sudden it reverses the wall on you, so it looks super shitty. And then you have to delete that wall, fucking the resources, and then put the wall back the right
Anyways,
way.
I have nothing else to say on VR experience. It was mediocre, like I
Yeah.
expected it to be.
yeah, I'm excited to try the other stuff out, though, and see if we can get, like, just a better experience. I think adding that extra element of realism will make a large change, in our opinion.
Yeah.
But we'll have to find out next time, guys.
Yeah.
On our next set of VR adventures. I guess let's do Hog League. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Hog League. This is Week 7's recap. The week's matchups featured Schweiss's Schwettmeisters versus Matutika's Heroes, Craig and the Bitches against Romager's Rompers, Abrat Cracks the Whip versus A for last place, Thy Death Squad versus Scott's Spot, The Dozen Counts versus The Most Offensives. Let's see how things went down. Schweiss's Sweatmeisters take a loss this week against the most OP team to have ever existed. Tom Brady and his Patriots bring Schweiss to his knees with a staggering 1185 to our awesome yet not enough 680 points. High performers were Bonsack on Schweiss's Sweatmeisters with 168 points and Aero Bjart with 206. The next matchup is Craig and his Bitches versus Romager's Rompers. The Rompers take the win with 546 to Craig's penalized 453 points. Welcome to the league, Evil Nemo. The top performers were Irat with a whopping 250 points for Craig's Bitches and Mr. Romper himself with 288 points. Matchup number 3 was Abrat Cracks the Whip versus A for last place. This one goes to A4 and crew, who handily win with a score of 656 to 485. Top performers were Alec 1020 with 238 points for Mr. Whipcracker, and A4 himself with 152. The Death Squad takes on Scott Spot this week, and Death Squad demolishes with 766 to 236 on the week. Top performers were Fun to Mop, bringing Scott Spot 139 of their 236 points, and Digimass on Death Squad with 192. Last but certainly not least, we have the most offensives against the doesn't counts. Well, they definitely count this week, guys, as they bring a huge upset to Joe with a total of 869 points. To Joe's most offensive, 662. Top performers were with Kyoki, bringing Joe 152 points, and Jake himself, Mr. Doesn't Count, pulling in 240 points on the week. Great work toppling them this week, but let's look to next week. Week 8 matchups will be Schweiss's Schwettmeisters versus Thy Death Squad. Can't wait to lose again. Craig and the Bitches versus A for last place. Abrat Cracks the Whip versus the Doesn't Counts. And last, definitely not least, the most offensive versus the Scott's Spot. So, guys, get in, get your hog. It's hogib.herokuapp.com, and just track where you're at. You know, it's awesome to see. It's a great way to see where you are on the year as far as media consumption. It's a great way to keep track of it, and a little bit of competition makes it a lot of fun. So here are the standings as of right now. Schweiss's Sweatmeisters, guys, were 3-4 on the season. Craig and the Bitches 1-6, truly living up to their name. Abrat Cracks the Whip, also 3-4. Most offensives 5-2. Doesn't Counts 2-5. Interesting parallel between those two. Romager's Rompers 2-5. Scott Spot 2-5. Matunica's Heroes with Tom Brady and his Patriots 7-0. Chase versus the World, now known as Thy Death Squad, 6-1. A for last place, certainly not last place, better than my team with 4-3 on the season. Guys, thank you so much for playing, and stay tuned for another week of Hog League.
Yeah!